What's going on, guys? I'm Golden Age Drumming, and this is Not a Football Player, and welcome back to our podcast.
So today we're going to be talking about how football works, and we're going to,
just talk about how it works, what the points do, what a field goal means, or what a 2-point conversion is, and what a touchdown, and the points, and how many yards, and how many tries you have to get down the field. You have 4 tries to get 10 yards, and if you succeed, then you get to do it again until you get a touchdown.
or until you don't succeed.
Yes.
And then you'll have to punt the ball away, or you can go for it, and if you don't succeed on that, then
It's a turnover.
yeah, it's a turnover. The other team gets the ball.
Turnover
And then
pretty
they
much
gotta go-
either way, unless you succeed on the 4th down if you do it.
Yep. And if you turn over the ball, the other team gets 4 tries to go 10 yards as well. There are 4 quarters in a game. Each quarter has 15 minutes, unless you're watching high school football, then it's 12 minutes in each quarter. In college and NFL, it's 15. Overtime rules in college are completely different than NFL rules. You'll have, you can have infinite overtimes in college. After the first one, you can go just normal. The second one, you have to go for 2, and after that is 2-point conversions from then on. NFL is just first to score wins the game in overtime. If no one scores, then it's a tie, unless it's playoffs and they change it up a little. I'm not so sure about those overtime rules yet. I haven't really paid attention to those. I'm more of a college guy, but
Same here, college.
but you got a first down.
Hold up. And by the way, this is for all those people who don't know how football works, and even for like girlfriends who have boyfriends who really love football and don't really understand it. You guys and people who are in the marching band who don't know how football works, This is for you guys. Okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna show you guys and explain it and make it as simple as possible for you guys to understand.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below if any of this helps you.
So, how the point scale works is you get to the other side of the field, you get a touchdown, you get 6 points. Now you have the opportunity to go for a 2-point conversion, which is
Or
where you
just
line
take
up.
the point after the touchdown, also known as a PAT, and that is equal to 1 point. Okay? And then if you wanted to kick a field goal, then that's 1 point, like I said.
And the 2-point conversion, self-explanatory, 2 points. You get 2 points added, and you're like right up on the line. And if you don't get it, if you don't like cross the line, get a touchdown or anything, you don't get any points, and it goes straight to kickoff.
Yeah, well, let's say
How kickoff works.
let's say like if you wanted to kick a field goal, not after the touchdown, because you can kick a field goal
If there's a certain amount of time
or if there's
left.
a certain amount of time. No, it's just 4th down if you're within like
field goal range
40
of your
yard
kicker.
line. If you're within the 40 yard line, because the end zone is 10 yards, and you have to a 40 yarder from the 40 yard line is a 50 yard field goal for the guy.
Pretty much.
No, it is a 50 yard field goal. And then if you go to 50 yard, that's a 60 yard field goal. And the farthest field goal in football history is 66 yards, I think, or maybe 68 by Justin Tucker, which is pretty far. But yeah, you kick a field goal, and that is equal to 3 points if it's not after a touchdown. If it's after a touchdown, it's 1 point. But kickoffs work. You start the game, you kick the ball off.
Yeah, you can either go for a onside kick, which is where you have to at least get it over 10 yards. The minimum is 10 yards, and if you touch the football before the 10 yards, your team, then that means it's the other team's ball. But
it'll be the other team's ball that way, but you also get a flag, and flags are bad. You don't want a penalty.
Penalties are not good.
Yeah, they suck. And then with onsides, as long as if it touches someone and comes back to you and it doesn't cross 10 yards, that's okay. It has to touch the other team for it to do that. If it touches your guy, it's their ball. Does that make sense? let us know down below.
Alright, now how punts work, okay? So once you punt the ball, okay, and it's going, once it touches the floor, the ball is still in play. So the other team can pick up the ball and run it back and get as many yards as they want, or they can even run it back all the way for a touchdown and get 6 points. And follow it up with a 2-point or a PAT. Now, your team who kicks the punt, okay? If they get down there and touch it, the ball is dead exactly where it is.
Yes, that is true.
There are some
Unless
punters.
the other team touches it.
Yes, there are some teams that are really good at punting. They can get it like right next to the goal line, and we'll explain that more, how the fielding and everything works later on in the video. But when the punter can get it there, and the other team and your team gets down there and touches it, then that's really good for your team and bad for the other team.
Yeah.
But if that happens to you, that's bad for your team and good for the other team. So just depends on who you're voting for in the football game.
That is true. Also, back to kickoffs, because he left that point and I wanted to touch. If they kick it off, you kick it to the other team, and then they can run it out, or they can knee it in the end zone, or call a fair catch, and they'll just go out to the 20-yard line. I think in college it goes to the 25. I'm not sure if that changed to the 20-yard line, but I know the NFL is 20. And then as soon as that happens, they either run it out or they take a knee. And if they run it out, they got a chance to go 100 yards, or they'll get tackled and they won't make it 100 yards. And if they don't run it out, they just go to the 25 or 20-yard line. Doesn't matter which one. And then after that, you go 10 yards you go 4 plays to get 10 yards, and that's how you get a first down.
Like I said, we'll explain what yards mean and what the field does later on in the video. So,
yeah.
And how the field works. Are you done?
No.
Okay, continue. This dingus right here. Don't know what he's talking about.
You don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I really don't know. So finishing off with the kickoffs and all that, like you said, the yards and everything. So we're going to get straight into how the field works. So, why don't you tell them how the field works?
Well, you got a 100-yard field, splits in the middle 50. It goes 10, 20, 30, 40, and then 50, right on top of each other. And that is normally called midfield, okay?
The 50-yard line's midfield.
The width of a football field is 51 yards, okay? And every single down, which is a play, you'll either move the ball forward or you'll move the ball farther back. If the quarterback gets sacked, he loses yardage. Or if he doesn't get sacked, then your team's good, okay?
Or you might end up just staying on the same yard as you were. If
that is
you're
true.
running it, or something happens, or if the quarterback throws it towards the ground because nobody's open and he's about to get sacked or something, so it's called a throwaway.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're on this side of the 50, let's say this is 50. If you're on this side of the 50, it's called your field, your side of the field. And if you go onto this side, you are on the opponent's side of the field, which is very good. Time of possession is very good in this game. It's very key. You want to have the ball as long as you can so that the other team cannot have it. If you do that, then you are able to most likely win the games. Sometimes teams will score really fast. Other times they won't. So it's very key to have the ball, because if you have the ball longer, it gets into their heads and gets with the mental. But if they are a strong team, having the ball longer can maybe be bad for you.
Because, there are teams out there that are strong in their brains, not only just in their brains, but also they're pretty strong in their legs and arms and core and everything else, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but finishing off with that,
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about offense and defense. The offense means that you have the ball and your quarterback's on the field. You get wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, offensive linemen, and your quarterback. Defense is your D line, which
DB.
Your D backs, defensive backs, and then you got your safeties. You got your
center. Centers are very important.
Yep. Well, those are on the offense. You got your outside linebacker, which is also known as OLB. You got your middle linebacker, which is called MLB, which is funny because that's baseball.
Yeah,
MLB. And you got your linebackers as well. And all of those people are very key for your defense. Some defenses you'll hear them be like, they got a 5.
Don't forget about your safeties. Safeties are important too. On defense.
Yeah, some teams will have like a 5-4-3, a 5-3-3. It's 11-man field. So,
except for high school,
it's
there's
11. 10
ball. There's 10-man ball and 8-man.
It's 11 and 8 in high school. Some high schools will do 8 ball. Man,
forget about the 10.
Yeah, 10 is bonus. He doesn't know what he's talking about. No. But yeah, so when you're on the offense, your quarterback can choose to throw it to your wide receivers, or you can choose to hand it off to the running back, or you can throw it to the tight end,
or he can run it himself.
Or he can run it himself. He's the playmaker of the game. Basically, you have your coaches that tell him what to do, but then he makes it happen on the field. Everyone else is working with him, and he is the most important.
Center of the team.
Yeah, he's the most important, and normally he's the captain. Sometimes you'll see like a running back captain or a center captain.
Or wide receiver.
But yeah, with the offensive line, you have 5 guys right here, okay? And behind them is the quarterback. The middle guy, which is called the center, he snaps the football to the quarterback, okay? And
you gotta get a whiteboard.
Shut up. No, so he snaps the ball to the quarterback. The quarterback stays inside the pocket, which is where the offensive linemen are, because that's where the protection is, because they're blocking the defensive linemen from getting to the quarterback. Okay?
It's very important that they do that, because if they don't, the quarterback could either get injured, sacked, and like we said earlier, if the quarterback gets sacked, they lose yards. But if the quarterback gets injured, then their backup comes in, and sometimes the backup is not as good as the starter, which is the majority of the time. But
that's why he's the backup.
There are, and there are the offset chances where coaches haven't really paid attention to them and given them a shot, their backups, and then after that game, they end up becoming the starter. So, if you're ever wondering why.
Yeah. But yeah, so if the quarterback gets outside the pocket, 2 things will happen. He's either going to get tackled for a loss, or he'll make something happen that's very dangerous for the defense and the other team. Okay? But if he throws an interception, a lot of people don't know what interceptions are and fumbles and what that means.
We'll get into that later after we're done explaining the defense and offense, but looking forward to that. Looking forward to that.
So the defense, how it works is they got guys trying to get the ball or stop the offense from converting the 4 downs that they need to go 10 yards to get a touchdown, ultimately to win a game. So the defense is good, and what?
Tell me what converting means.
Converting means that the offense will get the first down. If they get the first down, that is converting or a conversion. They converted on 4th down. They converted on 2nd down. It doesn't matter. But it's very good if they convert. Unless you're the fan of the other team, then you're like, this is really bad, and I wish my team didn't suck.
Which sometimes they don't, and they'll just have like an off day, which
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the case for most teams. And then at halftime, their coach chews their butts out and they go back on the field and play the best game they've ever played.
Yeah. But with the defense, they got your D-backs and safeties are out in the back. They're making the plays. They're called your secondary, okay? And then they'll be back there in case the quarterback wants to throw a deep pass. They try to intercept the ball, which I'll talk about that later. But they are very fast. They are most of the time faster than the wide receivers. Some wide receivers have a 4.2 40, which is a 40-yard dash in 4.2 seconds, which is top world speed.
We'll get
We don't need to get into
We
that
don't
right
need to
now.
get into that. That'll most likely be in a later video.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Let's get to the offense of interceptions and fumbles and stuff.
The offensive interceptions and fumbles.
Yeah. Yeah. I said let's get to the offense and the interceptions and the fumbles and stuff. We already talked about the offense, but the offense is the people that throw the interceptions. Defense can't throw an interception, Jaden.
I mean, they can fumble it.
Yeah, they can fumble it. If the quarterback throws the ball backwards and it lands on the ground, that's considered a fumble. If he throws it forward and the other team catches it, so the defense catches it, that's called an interception.
That's what that
Which
is.
means the other team now has the ball on the offensive side.
Yeah, baby.
If the quarterback runs or the running back runs or anybody on the offense has the ball and they drop it, it's considered a fumble.
Oh,
And if
Lord.
they can recover that ball, or the other team can recover it, and then the other team will have possession of the ball. And having possession of the ball is having the time of the game, like we talked about earlier. Fumbles, anyone can pick it up, and anyone can take possession of the ball.
When that happens.
Yes,
obviously.
Normally, guys won't fumble the ball if they have good hand strength, but sometimes they do, and
they
they'll get the ball punched out or whatever.
Yes.
And it's just a bad day for the team that fumbles unless they recover it back.
Yes, and then the coach will most likely chew their butt out. But that's called pretty much coaching. You got to coach the players in order for them to... I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you gotta coach the players in order for them to work.
Yeah,
and play.
Work.
Supposed
Yeah,
to.
definitely, because they're not human beings. Once they come out of football camp, they ain't human beings anymore. They are called football players. They're winning machines.
They're just beasts.
Or, yeah, beasts. Or losing machines. If their coach is bad. No offense to any of you coaches out there or anything that are watching. I hope you guys have a great season and, like, do really good this year. Okay?
Yeah.
To all of you. But, like, there are going to be losses and there are going to be wins. So,
Yep.
anyways, getting back on the subject of fumbling. If you fumble the ball, the defense can pick it up or you can recover it. It doesn't, like, it just depends on who can get to it first. And usually there might be a doggy pile on the field.
Yep.
And-
And someone will probably end up getting hurt. And sometimes they don't, and a lot of times actually they don't. And a couple times they do.
And
But
the
that's
refs
okay.
have to get it all in there and pull players off and stuff. And, like, last year it was pretty funny. I think it was Georgia versus Georgia Tech. One of our guys on Georgia Tech jumped into the doggy pile late and got flagged. And it was pretty funny. But
So,
flags
yeah,
aren't good.
Let's talk
like we
about
said
flags. So you got
You got a red flag, you got a yellow flag, just like the red and yellow cards in actual football.
So you got a yellow flag. You do have a red flag only in the NFL, I think. I think some coaches in college have it, or I guess they all do. And
Isn't it like red flag
It's
for
called-
like injured players?
no, red flag is for challenging the play, or they can just say, "I want the play challenged." A lot of the times they won't get that. In NFL, it's a lot more common, but yellow flags are thrown by the referees. Okay, you
That's
have a different
when
referees, and I'm not entirely
penalties
sure
happen.
what the referees
That's when
stand
penalties. That's when penalties happen.
Yeah, so the yellow flag means that's when the penalty happens, and you don't want that. So you have a face mask, which is 15 yards. That's for either side of the field.
Roughing the passer.
Yeah, which is hitting the quarterback after he's thrown the ball. Now they're being stupid about it, and if he doesn't throw the ball, you're probably roughing the passer.
And then there's like holding. Holding happens.
Yeah, holding looks
lot.
like this.
Dude, this is my nice suit.
No, that's okay. And
Bruh.
passing interference is when the quarterback throws the football and the offensive player that's trying to receive it can't receive it because the defensive player hit him before he touched the ball. Before the offensive player touched the ball. Or the defensive player didn't turn around and look at the ball and try to swat it down. If the defensive player is like doing this to his arms, that's
holding
called
them
passing
down,
interference.
if they're holding them down and stuff,
And-
so that they can't, so the wide receiver, in other words, me, can't get to the ball while he's trying to hold my hands down. Passing interference, that's like what, 5 yards
No,
forward.
it's 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Okay, so
forget what I said.
so it's 15 yards from the spot of the foul, and you have a horse collar, which is grabbing you right here and pulling you down.
Which doesn't happen a lot, but it does.
It does. Targeting is when the crown of your helmet hits the other person's crown of your
Or
helmet if you lower it.
Any time,
And that means that you will get ejected from the game,
and you won't be able to
and you
play
won't be able to
anymore.
play for the rest of the game. If you get ejected at halftime, you won't be able to play for the first half of the second game. And I don't know if I said there were two halves of the game. It's just first quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, and second quarter.
Third quarter,
Whatever.
You can mix
First
third
quarter,
and fourth.
second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter.
And at halftime, that's when the marching band, my side
And
of the field, comes out and performs. And there are some good marching bands out there, and there are some marching bands that do need help. But no offense to you if you are watching this and you are in the marching band. But yeah,
But you suck. I'm just kidding. You'll get
no,
better.
they don't.
Yeah.
If you do sound a little bad, just go home, practice for like, I don't know, you just have to like practice like 15 minutes a day, every day except for maybe Sunday or Saturday, and you'll be good.
No, but yeah, and then there are a lot of flags actually, and they're just for blocking in the back, blindside block. And a lot of those are 10 yards, 15 yards.
Aggressive
offsides,
blocking, which has only happened once.
Yeah, offsides.
Twice.
Offsides is 5 yards. Delay of game is 5 yards. So the offense gets a delay of game, and they'll have offsides as well, and then they'll
How
go
the
back
delay of
5
game
yards.
works, you have a certain amount of time before you can snap the ball, and once you snap the ball, that's when the play starts.
Yeah, so that's when the play starts. Once you snap the ball, you have a play clock that's 25 seconds or 30. I think it starts at 30, but most of the time you only see 25 because that's all
They're picking the play and stuff. All that.
And it gets hard because
The offsides, how that works, is pretty much self-explanatory. You have the
whichever team crosses the line of scrimmage, which is where the ball is placed, across the
if they
field,
cross the line of scrimmage before they snap the ball,
it's called offsides.
offsides,
If the
offense
defense-
or defense.
Yeah,
Either
same
way, it goes either way. So yeah, that's what offside means, and that's what
Delay of game means.
Delay of game means.
Yeah, so that's really all that I can think of right now about football and how it works. There are definitely some more rules.
That we didn't touch base on today.
Yeah, if you watch it with your family now, you'll understand it. You'll be able to go to games and enjoy it now.
And you'll be able to enjoy games if you're a girlfriend. You'll be able to enjoy them with your boyfriend. If you're a family member and you never understood it, you'll be able to enjoy it with the rest of the family, even on like Thanksgiving or whatever. I don't know. Whenever you guys watch it as a family, you'll be able to understand it. And even if you go to the games, if you're in college right now and don't understand, and you're in the fan section, now you understand. Lord willing. But anyways,
So there you have it.
there you have it. There you have it. Yep. thanks for tuning in with us. Hope you guys have a blessed day. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us be glad and rejoice in it.
So, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalms 118, verse 24, a very important verse. Shout out to Hangtime Michael Turk. He says it in every one of his videos, and he is a huge encouragement. Go subscribe to his channel. Send. Everyone needs to send a comment to really any NFL team and tell them to sign him and just
He's a really good punter. If you are an NFL coach or whatever out there,
look at Hangtime.
Look at Michael Turk,
from the former punter of Oklahoma. He signed with the Miami Dolphins,
and then they cut him for some weird reason.
Yeah, I have no idea why they.
We have no idea. They were probably just like, "Oh, we don't need you."
Yeah, I mean the other guy sucked last year, but now he's doing good. So praise God for that for him.
But if you are looking for a punter, even if you're not, it's good to always have a backup. But in all honesty, he's really good, so you might not even put him on backup. He's really, really good. So, thank you guys for tuning in.
And shout out to Juwan Jennings. I'm just kidding, I don't know who really that is. I know he played for Tennessee, but I don't remember.
But, anyways, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a blessed day.
God bless.
This has been Golden Age Drumming and Not a Football Player, signing off.